It is a pleasure to have our special guest here on the Wrestling Compadres. He is a professional wrestler who has taken the WWE Universe by storm. He is the man with two hands. He is the master of no chin music. Find him on Twitter at Real Ellsworth. He's James Ellsworth. How are you, my friend?
Hey guys, how you doing out there in California?
Man, we're good. We're good. How's Baltimore treating you?
I love Baltimore. Been here my whole life, and it's treating me well.
Awesome. Now we got to get right into it here. How has this week gone? You had a title match. You now own more victories over AJ Styles than John Cena does. I got to tell you, we were watching it in the Fox Sports studios here live. We were going insane. We were cheering so much, I think our camera broke during that match.
Yep.
Did you feel the electricity in that arena?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's one of those moments where, I mean, you've dreamed about it your whole life. You're standing there having a WWE World Championship match live on TV, on SmackDown Live, and the crowd's chanting your name. Like, that's something any professional wrestler has been dreaming about since, we were kids. Like, I remember being five years old dreaming about that moment, and it actually happened.
Man, James, I went back and rewatched it because I was so blown away.
Yeah.
And I paid attention to the crowd when you hit that no chin music. The crowd, one person stood up, then the person next to them. So it was this ripple effect of the entire arena on their feet. Did you see them, or were you just blurring everything else out at that moment?
After I hit it, all I saw was Dean Ambrose, actually. He's, he was leading the charge there. I like to think he's like my Mr. Miyagi, and I'm his like Karate Kid or something.
That's wonderful.
You are bringing in this wave, especially for SmackDown Live on the show. You're bringing in this unpredictability. You're flipping the script on the show, and it's causing this pandemonium that people are loving. And are you feeling that through the fans? Are you feeling that in the interactions that you're getting from day to day?
I mean, if it wasn't for the WWE Universe, like, none of this would be happening for me. I did that match with Braun Strowman on Monday Night Raw back in July when they first did the brand split. It was the first Raw of the new era. And just ever since then, on social media, the fans have really taken to me for whatever reason, and I appreciate all the love and support they have given me. That's why if I see any of them in public at the airport or, when I go grocery shopping and they come up to get a picture, an autograph, I haven't said no, and I'll never say no, because this is all because of the fans. Any of this is happening to me, and I'm well aware of that.
And if you say no, they'll never forget, because Scotty one time tried to ask the Undertaker for a photo, and he said, "I don't do photos," and he never forgot it. So it's nice to see you so supportive and giving people these good memories.
Well, in the Undertaker's defense, that probably had to do a lot with his gimmick, Like,
True.
Like the Undertaker probably wouldn't take photos with, you know what I mean? I don't know for sure. Like, I can't speak for him, obviously. I have a ton of respect for him. I haven't got the opportunity to meet him yet. I can't wait to meet him if I do get a chance to.
Sounds like right now you should just challenge him to a match at WrestleMania. No one else has done it, James. Get in on there.
Right. Obviously that would be amazing. Much for him.
Well, let's talk about how, when you first had that match with Braun Strowman. Now, you've been wrestling 14 years. We know that. You have Adrenaline Championship Wrestling. Did they know you were you an extra in the past? Like, how did it come about? Because you kind of started this whole new wave of, quote, enhancement talent being used on the major shows.
He was a rosebud.
Yes, exactly. I was a rosebud before, and I had been coming there for 2 years up until that point when I wrestled Strowman. And I think the main reason they're using enhancement talent every week now is because they had the Raw and SmackDown Live brand split. Mm-hmm. So, half the roster's on Raw and the other half on SmackDown Live. And you can't have the same matches all the time. So you bring in the local guys to have enhancement matches with, the superstars. And that way you could switch stuff up.
How are you handling your schedule with Adrenaline Championship Wrestling? Because, now it seems like you're traveling quite a bit. Are you the owner, operator? Are you the sole guy? Do you have a team around you? Do you do shows once a month? How does that operate?
Well, we usually do 2 shows a month.
Wow.
I have an outstanding team, like guys like my friend Mike Nolan, my friend Nick Taylor, my friend Steve Diaz. They're like a huge help. And, especially right now when I am so busy, you're correct. And like, I try to get as much family time in as possible. Yeah, they're helping me out a lot. My crew, I have a great crew. I can't sit here and name everybody, obviously, but they're all so supportive, and we're still doing a great job.
Now, I know you said you haven't met The Undertaker yet, but is there someone that you have met that just kind of blew you away or made you really starstruck?
I mean, Vince McMahon, obviously, like, he's the main guy in the sports entertainment business, bar none. He's number one. And just for him to, like, he's been so nice to me every time I've spoke with him. I've spoke with him a couple times, and he's an outstanding person to me. Like, the couple of times I did speak to him, but yeah, that was the guy that I go, wow, this is Vince McMahon, and he's talking to me, and he's being generous, and so yeah, the number one guy is Vince McMahon to that extent.
Now take us a step further. Not all of us have met Vince McMahon. What was that first encounter? Was it almost like you just saw this massive individual in a perfectly tailored suit, and was it intimidating? Like, take us the step by step to meeting Vince.
The first time I met Vince was in passing a couple years ago, and I'm like, wow, this is Vince McMahon, and yeah, he's ripped. I mean, I don't know how old he is. I think he's 70 or 71, and the man's in outstanding shape. And he's so big, and just he's wearing a nice suit, and he's very friendly. From the times I've met him, he's super friendly, which is cool to see. And yeah, it's just you're in awe of his presence when you see him. You're like, man, this is Vince McMahon. It's cool.
You had mentioned your kids a little bit earlier. Who has tougher kids, you or Heath Slater?
Not sure. I haven't met Heath Slater's kids as of yet. My kids are pretty tough, though. Leah and Lacey, my daughters. I have a 4-year-old daughter, Leah, and a 19-month daughter, Lacey, and they're tough kids. And having 2 daughters is something that it's I'm sure as they get older, it's going to get tougher and tougher. But I love them to death, and it's a joy. It's the best thing in my life is having children.
I think you gave SmackDown creative a good storyline, Scotty.
Yeah.
You could do
Days.
who's the better family man? Slater, Ellsworth. That'd be great. My goodness. If you were to tag team with someone, I mean, because he's with Rhino right now, say they were to make a storyline out of that and you had to tag team and pick a partner, who would you pick?
I'm enjoying my time with Dean Ambrose on television. I think we're having a lot of fun, being out there together. He's a great guy, and I've enjoyed working with him. And so if I had to pick one, it'd be Dean Ambrose, the Lunatic Fringe.
Let's talk about that a little bit. The match with AJ this week, for example, obviously Dean Ambrose heavily involved. Was it one of those, like, call it in the ring kind of thing? Do you just follow AJ's lead? Because, I mean, one can argue he's the greatest wrestler on the face of this earth right now. So how'd the match go on Tuesday?
In my humbled opinion, like, I truthfully believe this is just my opinion. AJ Styles is the best wrestler on the planet. And that's why he's the WWE World Champion. He's, when he won it, he was only in the company for 9 months. But obviously he's been wrestling forever, and he's won every major title in the world. So, I mean, I have to credit everything that's happening to him. He's a world-class athlete. He's a class act. And, everything that's happening, he has the majority to do with.
Now, is the super kick something that you had in your arsenal prior to Tuesday?
Yeah, I mean, Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler of all time.
Nice.
So I've always used it, and now I guess that's my thing now, no chin music, which is awesome because Shawn Michaels being my favorite, and now I'm doing it on WWE TV using the super kick, and it's got my own little ring to it with the no chin music. That in itself is a dream come true.
Who coined that? I know you came up with your own catchphrase, but who coined no chin music?
I think it was David Otunga right there on commentary.
Okay.
We were wondering because we heard him say that, but I was like, well, maybe that was something that you told him. That was what you were. We didn't know, but that just happened.
He just made that up?
I guess I don't know if somebody told him to say it or what happened. That time I heard it was out of his mouth during commentary there.
Wow, that's impressive.
That's
so catchy too. That's the next T-shirt, James. It's got to be.
I hope so. I mean, I love my shirt they did make of me. And this is all, I mean, WWE's treat me very well. Like, all the stuff they're doing for me, I never would have dreamed in a million years would have happened. And it's such a professionally ran organization. And they've been nothing but nice to me and supportive. And I appreciate all they're doing for me. And the T-shirt's like one of the coolest things ever.
Speaking of clothing, you walked in a suit on SmackDown. I've just thought in my head, is this a suit he's got from his closet? Was this a suit they gave him? Did you go out that day and get a suit? Where'd you get the suit, man?
It looked good.
You look great.
I've had that for a while. I actually got it the first time I had to come to the arena to be an enhancement talent a couple of years ago. You got to dress up. You got to look nice. You got to be professional. And I wore blue for SmackDown.
Nice.
So,
loved it.
I always think of stuff like that.
Now that you have that T-shirt, are you physically allowed to check T-shirt sales yourself, or do they just give you updates?
I'm like you guys. I see it as it comes. I don't ask questions. I literally go whatever they ask me to do. I try to do to my best of ability, and I try to stay humble and just stay well mannered, and because I do appreciate everything they're doing for me. So sure. I don't ask questions. I just show up, focused on doing a good job.
Well, I know you're a huge wrestling fan, and obviously we are as well. And it's so fun to watch this rise that you've had, because it's even better than like WWE 2K17 now. All the create a guy game modes of like going through the campaign. When you start off doing that, you've had it even better than what they've created there.
Well, yeah, I don't get many chances to play video games, but a lot of people have been, writing me and saying, "Hey, we made you on the game," and all that, and it's really cool.
That's awesome.
I'm so humbled by the whole thing. I really am. I have a very different outlook at life now, and I really think anything's possible in life because of all this, and just a little thing like that, people making you in a video game, it's surreal to me.
It is, and 14 years in the business, you start wrestling a day after high school. And all this whirlwind has happened over the past couple of months. What would be your career highlight prior to all this WWE experience? Was there one or two things that really stand out over the previous 13 and a half years?
Wrestling Jake the Snake Roberts. I got to wrestle him twice, and that was always cool. So that was before any of this WWE stuff. I think that was my favorite thing that I've done up until this was wrestling Jake the Snake Roberts.
How many times were you DDT'd?
Twice. I wrestled him twice, got DDT twice.
As you should.
So what's the next wish list item? Is it in a Survivor Series tag match? Is it having an action figure? Is it having, being in the Royal Rumble? What is the next dream moment for James Ellsworth?
At this point, just as long as they keep using me, that's a dream come true in itself. Just
sure.
Keep on going to WWE, keep getting used, and it doesn't matter what it is. I'm just very blessed to be there in any capacity. So whatever they give me next is the next thing I'm going to enjoy the most.
And well, James, Scotty just thought of a great idea. Let's all daydream here for a minute. Just picture we're in January. It's the Royal Rumble. Imagine the pop that you are going to get if you come out as one of those 30 men.
I hope it happens. That would be an honor to be in the Royal Rumble. I'm a big wrestling fan, as you guys know, so I've seen every Royal Rumble. So if I get a chance and an opportunity to be in it, it's going to be a big thing for me, absolutely.
It's fantastic.
Seems like big things are coming, and there's certainly one guy in the shadows that you have more wins than him over AJ Styles, and I'm sure John Cena at some point is going to have to say something about that, right?
John Cena, he's, very nice blue-collared guy. I'm sure he's just, smiling and going, "Good job, kid," because that's the kind of guy he is.
Have you guys met yet?
Yes, I've met John Cena, and he's been very kind to me. Very nice guy.
Fantastic. Now, I have a question. Why are you not verified on Twitter yet, James? We need the blue check mark. What is WWE doing? Come on.
I don't know how that happens. I don't know how you get a blue check. I don't know if WWE does it or Twitter does it. I don't know. But
we just taught him how to FaceTime, Johnny.
Okay, well, he needs to get a blue check mark. I don't want any more impersonators out there. The real Ellsworth needs that blue check mark.
Yes, you do.
My Twitter, and you have my face here, is @RealEllsworth. That's my Twitter account.
Good to know.
Fantastic. Well, this has been a blast. I know you're busy. I know you pulled over on the side of the road just to talk to us, so we appreciate you. And, man,
Absolutely.
I got to tell you, your story is so inspirational to anyone who watches, whether they like wrestling or not. It just shows that if you do what you love and you stick to it for long enough and you keep doing a good job, you treat people right, good things are going to happen. And you are a perfect example, and we can't tell you how happy we are for you and what a joy it is to watch.
You inspire all of us.
I appreciate it. Yeah, just anybody out there, if you have a dream, chase it. And you do have a chance. I'm living proof that you have a chance at your dream. Because any man with two hands has a fighting chance.